Portland versus Golden State, 4 game sweep, but those games were all very competitive. It wasn't like there might have been one game that kind of got put out, but I believe the Blazers had like big leads in almost every single game, just kind of crapped the bed each time, or not really crap the bed, but it's just I mean it's Golden State. You got to put together a full game to beat Golden State.
I think a stat wasn't it? They had 3 times in that series they had a lead of 10 or more,
Wasn't
and
it?
they obviously, yeah, I think it was, and they lost every single one of the games.
It was Richard
Swept.
Jefferson that was tweeting about it, and he was like, "The lead isn't going to hold," and he put like 3 consecutive tweets of the same thing in each one of the games because they had a big league on each one,
Really?
and they dropped the ball. But I mean, the Warriors, fifth straight NBA Finals. Um, we talk about how, oh my gosh, the Warriors made their fifth straight NBA Finals. It's so amazing. How many NBA Finals straight did LeBron make again? Like,
Wasn't it like 7 or 8 or wasn't it something ridiculous like that?
and LeBron isn't 5 All-Stars. LeBron's just LeBron.
Well, what is that? Like 4 of them, wasn't that with the Miami Heat? And
Was it 3 or
that's
4? Were they 2-2? I think
they
you're right. I
yeah
think
they
were
lost
2
to
and 2.
didn't they lose to
The Spurs and the Mavs.
no, did they lose to the Spurs? I thought they came back in that series.
I think they won. I think they played the Spurs twice, OKC once, and the Mavs once, and lost to the Mavs and the Spurs, and then beat the Spurs and OKC.
So, but that's the equivalent of a Golden State team, right?
Yeah,
The Miami Heat.
pretty much. But
But
I mean,
that,
Golden
but
State's better. But at that time,
the only thing that I think really saves, because a lot of people discount a little bit LeBron's titles with the Heat and these super teams, but they don't really discount Golden State is because outside of KD, well, they won. Even without KD, they won, and that's a homegrown team. They were all drafted by them, right?
yeah,
Outside of KD, so I think and they won without KD, so.
yeah,
But
you
yeah,
can't. It's hard to discount their, especially before they got KD. You can't really hold anything against them because like you said, they drafted each one of those guys basically, or at least their core.
They just hit on the draft. It's they hit big. They hit big.
I mean, talk about how lucky. Well, not lucky they got, but I guess how partially lucky and partially good. They got a once in a generation player in Steph Curry. They got a once in a generation shooter in Klay Thompson. And they got a once in a generation like utility guy, Draymond Green, just 3 once in a generation players.
Superstar utility guy. You don't really see that too often.
Yeah,
once in a generation. I guess you're right about that. What I've said all along is what the Warriors needed the most going into the finals was rest, right? And this is exactly what they're getting. I mean, right now we got the Milwaukee and Toronto game is going on, and it is. The last time I checked, it was tied. It is. Actually, Raptors have a 10-point lead at halftime. So
this series going 7.
And that just, if in my opinion, that just solidifies the fact that the Warriors are gonna win it. I just think because they're gonna go in rested, and that's all they need is rest. Steph's had lingering injuries. Clay is obviously the KD injury. Draymond Green's had injuries, so the rest, man, I think is gonna be huge for them going into the finals. And I really do believe that this Raptors-Bucks series is going 7. And that gives them a week more of rest, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the past 2 seasons, the Rockets have been the only team that's even really, in my mind, they've had the best shot at Golden State and have dropped the ball both times.
True.
So I don't think, especially if it goes 7, I don't think either of these teams have anything for Golden State, especially if Kevin Durant comes back.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that'll be a decent.
Kevin Durant's 100% coming back, but
it's gonna be I don't know. I don't know if either of these teams can even. Maybe if the Bucks if they play a really good game and Golden State plays really bad, they can win one. But I'm basically already stuck buying Tex food.
True.
At this point.
I think I'm gonna use a Mav reference here, but how I think the Mavs beating the Heat is, obviously Dirk, the key factor of that, but they had a lot of gritty players that were willing to dust it up and get physical and cause drama on the court. I feel like a team that has some, what am I trying to say, like borderline enforcers, which in this climate, even the NBA was a lot different going back to that Mavs title. But I feel like a team has to have a few of those guys on the court a lot to really mess with the Warriors. And I just don't feel like Toronto or the Bucks have that. I mean, I think Toronto with Kawhi, I feel like he can shut down KD. I really believe his defense can shut down KD. But who else? You have Clay and you have Steph. So
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think the Warriors could stop Giannis, but who's going to stop what the Warriors have? Yeah, I don't know. I just don't envision a scenario where the Warriors don't win the championship.
Yeah, I don't either. And I mean, to what you had said about those gritty players that the Mavs had, a great example of that is the Clippers, who were clearly way worse.
Exactly,
but they were able to kind of did they win one or two games? I think they won two games.
They won two, and what Patrick Beverley was he was like living in KD's head a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean they are the definition of a gritty team, and it literally that team, because I think was Tobias hurt that series, or was Tobias Harris healthy?
Tobias is on Philadelphia. He was.
Wait, never mind. Yeah, what am I thinking about?
So they took two.
For Tobias?
That I don't know. That is a good question. I don't know.
I feel like someone was out for the Clippers in this series.
The Clippers took Game 2, 135-131, and then they took Game 5, 129. But I think, like we're saying there, I feel like it's the Patrick Beverleys and whoever the hell else they got that can help.
Lou Williams is really crafty.
Lou Williams,
he's a dog when you have dogs on your team. And let's also say Philadelphia, with all that talent they had, somehow not making the conference finals.
I think they just don't. They can't. They're not going to coexist. That's going to be a team. Let's say like the Thunder with Harden, KD, and Westbrook. They realize that they are not going to coexist. It's just not going to work. That trio.
Harden, KD, Westbrook, and Serge Ibaka.
Wow, that's right. I forgot they had him, and that was like peak Serge Ibaka too.
And they took. I mean, this was after Harden had left, but they took Golden State. They were up 3-1 or 3-2 to Golden State, and they freaking blew. And then Kevin Durant's like, peace.
So looking at the Clippers roster, you got Beverly, you got Wilson Chandler. I'm trying to think who they got from Philly. They got JaMychal Green. I know he was on Philly.
I think Chandler was on Philly. At least at one point, Chandler was.
No one's really stepping out to me like, oh, wow, that's a piece they got from him. It's probably I think it was JaMychal Green and maybe Chandler maybe.
Okay,
a draft pick possibly.
The Sixers acquired Tobias Harris and Boban and Mike Scott. The Clippers got Wilson Chandler, Mike Muscala, and Landry Shamet, who Shamet actually played really well on the Clippers. So that turned out pretty good for them. Tobias, I think Tobias is on an expiring contract or is close to an expiring deal.
I think he is one of the free agents going into this offseason, I think, maybe.
He played really well for the Clippers. I don't know how well he played. I mean, it's difficult to – once you go to a team like Philadelphia where there's so many good players, it's kind of difficult to use stats to justify how good a player is.
Yeah.
But he was putting up great numbers on the Clippers.
Well, to kind of re-solidify, I mean, Portland, I know there's a bunch of people saying that, wow, the Golden State just destroyed them. I mean, game 1 they won by 22, but game 2 they only won 3. Game 3, they won by 11 in game 3, but I think that it was close up until the last 5 or 6 minutes or so. And then the game to close it out last night, 119-117. So the Warriors, they weren't invincible in that series.
Definitely not.
They show that. I mean, they're not. unbeatable. That's not like this unbeatable dynasty. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like
okay,
where you're just like no one can beat them. But
they're not unbeatable when they don't have Kevin Durant and DeMarcus Cousins. But when they have Kevin Durant and DeMarcus Cousins,
that is true. Yeah, Kevin Durant didn't play in the series, so yeah,
like Kevin
that's
Durant's
true.
arguably the best player in the league. I would venture to put him over LeBron right now.
I probably would too. Yeah, at this point, I would too. A Rod,
B
B
Rod,
Rod, Broad, a road, Broad. What did A Rod do this time, folks?
John
What
Jones.
did A Rod do this time?
Who was in your chat talking about A Rod doing something?
Mm, oh, those are those guys, those two people. They were clearly the same person.
Yeah,
They
somebody
were
was talking.
they were like, "Did you see what A Rod did?" I don't think A Rod did anything.
I don't think he did
think
either. I looked it up.
I think
But
they were just goofing. It
back
was
to
just one. That was
back to
one person.
basketball. So Myers Leonard. I don't know if I don't know if you saw this, but
Oh
he had a beast of a game. He had 30
yeah, oh yeah,
points,
last night, yeah.
12 rebounds, and he actually defended Damian Lillard because I guess reporters were asking like about how he basically didn't play very well in the series. And Leonard was talking about how if you watch the film, you can see like the whole entire Golden State defense is take Damian Lillard out of the game and make him
Yeah,
give the ball to other people.
true.
So I don't know how anyone could be like Damian Lillard choked in this
Oh,
series when if like the whole entire if they're trapping you and double teaming you and forcing you to
uh,
pass, you
yeah.
gotta pass. That's what you have to do.
Well, that's where, yeah, that's where NBA gets to me a little bit, where um, they're so quick to turn on players, like the fan base and the NBA fans are so quick to turn. I mean, if a team is scheming to stop something, it's not really, and they go out of their way to make sure that Lillard is not going to be the guy that beats us. I mean, that's basically what the Patriots football have built all their championships on. They scheme to stop what the other team has.
Yep.
Like what they do best. That's not that person's fault. It's just they're so damn good that, they're getting that much attention. Why are we going to get an A Rod and a B Rod chat and we're not going to get any backstory? Come on, guys. We
I
need
thought
it.
you were gonna say why do we get an A Rod and B Rod and not a C Rod?
They should have just went down go down the whole alphabet.
There we go, Sir
There it
Monkey.
is. All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
But
Appreciate it.
yeah, that's NBA's. Baseball kind of is that way a little bit. They're quick to throw stars to the wayside pretty quickly.
Z-Rod.
He skipped ahead. ... Z-Rod.
Still counts. I'll take it.
Yep, I think it counts.
Football too. I mean, okay, if you're a quarterback, like you have 2 bad games and people already want
Yeah.
to put in the backup. If everyone's
Oh,
so
yeah.
quick, and it goes the same with coaching, man. You have a bad season coaching, and they're like, "All right, time to get fired." Well, you're never going to solve the situation immediately firing all your coaches.
But that's where I think it's a little bit different in the NBA. Like, I get fan bases. Like, I get the New York Giants fan base is tired of Eli Manning. But I feel like the majority of the NFL still realizes Eli Manning had a really good career. He's still a decent quarterback. He's just aging. I'm talking about, and I feel like in the NBA, it's not just the fan base. It's like the whole shebang. All fans of NBA like are quick to say a guy's done, or he choked. You know what I'm saying? And I do it too. I do it as well. I mean, I just feel like the NBA out of all the other sports is the biggest on that one. You can't wait for the potpourri talk. Hashtag potpourri. Is that how you spell it? Are we 100% confirmed?
Unless Google lied to me.
I don't know. Can you trust Google?
Potpourri.
Kawhi Leonard. Is he top 5 player in the NBA right now?
Let me see. Players that are better than Kawhi Leonard right now. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, James Harden, Giannis.
You're saying right now?
Kawhi.
I don't know, man. I almost put Kawhi ahead of Steph.
I could say Steph Curry is better than Kevin Durant at this point.
Well, what he's done lately here, yeah.
And we also have to take into account that Steph Curry, as the point guard for Golden State, takes a huge back seat when Kevin Durant's playing, and he
That
does
is
it
true. Yeah.
like because we can see here when Kevin Durant's gone, Steph Curry flips a switch,
It's Steph Curry.
and he's Steph
He's
Curry.
the he's the Steph Curry.
I could see Kawhi being at James, like Kawhi and James Harden being kind of close together. But
Yeah.
the thing is, like Toronto, man, we don't get to see a lot of those games. They don't get a lot of
No,
coverage.
that is true. And he doesn't talk. He literally like hates interviews and doesn't talk, so he doesn't really um, get the fanfare, which I think he does get the fanfare, but not the mass fanfare that some of these other guys get. What's up, Tex? How you doing? 4 wins away from Lags buying you dinner. Let's freaking go.
It's only a matter of time, Tex. It's only a matter of time.
The biggest thing they needed was rest, and they're getting it right now. You know, especially with this the I mean, obviously the game's not over, but let's just say the Raptors win this one. What is tied 2-2? So it's just extending that rest for the Warriors, and that's the biggest thing they need right now. Update again. The Raptors are up 73-62 right now. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. So that could change quickly, obviously, though.
It can.
Yo, what's up, Isaiah? I believe Kawhi is one of the best two-way. Appreciate the follow too. I think that came through today, right? Appreciate that.
Did. It was like an hour or two ago, I believe.
Yeah, appreciate that, Isaiah. The best two. Oh yeah, I would say all-around player. All around, I think Kawhi is the best in the NBA. All around. Who brings the level defense that he brings and scoring? Who brings that?
I would still have to put Kevin Durant ahead of him just because Kevin Durant is that much better. No, because Kevin Durant, he's a good defensive player, not as good as Kawhi, but he is enough of a higher level offensive player that I would have Durant ahead of Kawhi.
All around though, like the whole package. Like I don't know, man. I just feel like Kawhi's probably the best defender in basketball, and he's shown to be an elite scorer. I feel like he is the best two-way player in the NBA. Maybe not. I don't know. Luka hype. Luka unanimous first time ever in the history of the NBA. But unanimous first all rookie team. Congratulations, Luka. Tex can never disagree with me because I'm always right. I'm always right. So what does that all rookie team look like? What did we talked about? It's Luka, it's Trae Young, it's Ayton.
Kid from Memphis. And let me look it up.
Don't know.
Team. I didn't memorize it, man. It's the kid from Memphis and the kid from Sacramento. Bagley.
Fox? Bagley?
Fox is a. Oh, why did you get small?
Fox is second year, right? Fox isn't a rookie.
Fox is a second year.
Top 5 picks in the draft. See, I don't keep up enough with all that to remember year to year who the picks are every year. I can remember like first and second picks.
It was the top 5. Yeah, that's a good rookie class. That class has some potential, man. Those 5 I could see each one of them being a superstar caliber player.
Yeah, who name them again real fast? Who are the other 2?
Bagley the third, and God, I always forget the last guy's name. Jaren Jackson Jr.
Oh, Jaren Jackson Jr.